Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Katie Does Commentary. As always, I'm Katie. And yes, we're doing Hot in Cleveland. We're doing Season 1, Episode 8. And I had a double check to make sure that the title matched the actual episode, because I noticed that for the first, I want to say 7 episodes, which is kind of weird, because I watched a lot of episodes yesterday, because I hadn't watched the show in years, and it was funny because how I got into watching the show was, it was on Netflix, and I was like, oh yeah, that's right, and then Netflix took off. I think at the time only had the first 2 or 3 seasons, and so I watched all of that, I think, but I don't remember this show like it's, I don't know, I can't recite it blind or whatever, but I remember, what's the word, watching it, and then they took it off of Netflix, and it has, I think, 6 seasons. But anyway, I had to double check. I made sure that the title matched the actual episode and the description, because the first 7 episodes, I should say, they did not match. It'd be like, no, that's the description for the next episode. This is the pilot, or whatever. And that's the title for it. But I did double check. It is correct. So this is Season 1, Episode 8, The Play's the Thing. And just so you know, so there's no, just in case I think I double checked. I double checked it, so I should be wrong. But this is available for free on YouTube, which, wow, I don't know how, I've never heard of Honey Haha, so I don't know if it's what it is exactly. It could just be a YouTube channel, but yes, it has full series. It even has the Jim Gaffigan Show. It has Hot in Cleveland, and so I'm so pleased to have found it, because it's literally nowhere else to be found anywhere. So I found it by chance by watching Jim Gaffigan, and so here we are. I'm gonna hit play in 3, 2, 1. What is she dipping? What? You have cosmetics on, though. She has, she has a, what is it called? Lipstick. And I love this cast. And I believe that Jane Leeves is very underrated. Just in general, even though she's been on popular TV shows, I think she's underrated. Have you gone goth? And of course there's Betty White, who's a legend. Oh my god. Cooler than anybody will ever be. That's Elka Ostrowski. So if you're watching along with me, the premise of this show is, oh my god. So she just met this firefighter in the last episode I watched, or was it a episode before that? I don't know. Oh my god. So these 3 women, they were on a plane heading to France, to go to Paris, as friends. Basically right after Melanie, which is the Valerie Bertinelli character who's kissing the firefighter. And I can't remember the actor's name, but he's popular. He shows up every now and then. Oh my god. But anyway, so Valerie Bertinelli's character, Melanie, was recently divorced, and she also wrote a book of, things you should do before you die, and one of the things was go to Paris with your best friends, and they basically had to emergency land in Cleveland, and it turns out they really like being there, so they're kind of they stayed there. And that's weird. What does she hold? Oh, a rose or a flower. you making fun of me? She's gonna say. I can't go. Is that a... Wait. Is that a toaster that... Like, do you open that and there's a toaster? Or is it a part of a fridge? Is it an interesting fridge? I don't get it. Or is it an oven? Like a toaster oven? I thought he was a fireman. Oh my god. So cheesy. I love Betty White. Hear that? I thought he was a fireman. I'm so confused now. Maybe they switched it. Maybe I'm just stupid. That's also a possibility. What? Oh yeah, I actually remember this now. It's been a while. Thespeth. It's kind of hard to say that without like a slight lisp. Thespeth. But you said it pretty good. Oh yeah, Sean Hayes helped produce it. Else had to work. I like his cardigan. I like the two colors. Oh my god. Best 6 months of my life. Oh my god. Could you imagine? She just goes along with it. Right? Like, pretty much every single high school does that. Or they do Shakespeare. Like, they at least do one. Football. Our character names on the back of our costumes. So yeah, she was, so you probably caught on, but she's a actress, and she was on a, what's it called? They've done this joke before, by the way, where it's like a coach that gets stuck with directing a play. It's been done so many times. She basically was on a soap opera for years, which, you know, soap operas run until basically, I don't know, all the writers die. I don't know. I think I've seen the kid that plays Zach in something else. And this guy, too, he shows up a lot. Take a knee. Yeah, when I was in high school... Oh my god. Grub ass. Oh my god. And be awesome. My high school too, like, the drama department, like, never really got any money, and the kids had to. I remember my teacher. I did like beginning drama. She was always asking. She was like, "Can you help paint sets after school?" It's like, oh, but he's really cute, Joy. It's just, why do we? And also too, the football teams were fucking rigged. They were like, oh, if your kid's gonna everybody's almost pretty much allowed on the team because, well, your parents give us money, but that doesn't mean you're gonna fucking play. You know what I mean? They only let you on there because your parents give them money. It's such bullshit. I went to a wonderful school, I'm not gonna lie, but there's some shit, like, when it comes to going to, like, a school that's just like, oh, going to, everybody has to have great test scores, like, with state testing, and oh, like, everybody, and they're worried about image and money, but don't you hate, it's like, when your friend, like, gets a significant other, they just ignore their friends. It's like, excuse you? Right? Nothing. What is on my, oh. Good. Oh my god, the whistle. Is that kid was he wearing, like, ski pants? Like, snow pants? Her face was just like, what? Gina's stupid. Gina's stupid and living in a fantasy, but she's 12, so we can't really... Oh, 13. No, 14, so I can't blame... Tyrannical directors. He's not really a director, but okay. The sword fight. I took a class. I get it. Preach. Chicks before dicks. The nuns. There's no sound of music. The nuns said that. Love it. Oh, I remember what happens. Stop talking about Pete. Nobody fucking cares. And people talk about shit you don't like, or you don't fucking give a shit about. The mule. There's like a resurgence in cookie dough where they're like, now they're making it like specifically so that you can eat it. Like, don't eat it, you get salmonella, but people are like, also, I eat it. Yeah. Oh no. Her face slightly, like, twitches, like, Will and I, oh my god. Because you tweak a few lines, that doesn't mean it's your work, by the way. That's like when Shane Dawson thought that because he requested that that the screenwriter make some changes, add some vulgar jokes, that he deserves a part. He deserves a partial, like, writing credit. It's like, well, you didn't physically fucking write it, dude. You just made suggestions. Just that shit pisses me off. Right here. Yep. Oh my god, it's like I'm perfect. I think she's gonna be Juliet. And by her, I mean Victoria. That girl kind of looks familiar, too. A revelation. She's gonna be like, I don't want to be you. Yep. Oh boy. Oh my god. Just for prom, like Jenna or whatever her name is. Oh my god. Nice. Just disfigured. I didn't get his name. Jane Leaves is super tall. Like, I know she'll wear, like, heels, but I'm like, no, she's still super tall. You choose him. Yeah. Right? It's like, are you freaking in junior high? Or high school? Yep. She married her high school sweetheart? That is your first mistake! I'm just kidding. Sometimes it works out with people. Me, when I'm going to some bullshit play I don't want to be in. Go to. It's gonna be her. You know it's gonna be her. She's like, I love it. Oh no! He's a minor! Ah! Oh, and he just... Because it's gross. Yeah, because everybody... Why are there children in a bar? Isn't this a bar, or is it just a diner? Ah, laugh, especially when you died, don't you? I was gonna say. Does she have a martini and a glass of wine? Oh. Why would that be bad? Michael Caine's Law. I'm with Pete, but I won't. I'm with my girlfriends. There you go. Ta, that too. Point taken. You look like a hideous freak without your eyebrow. And how long would that take to grow back? You know what I mean? Like a full-on eyebrow? Can you imagine? So yeah, that's Hot in Cleveland. That's season 1, episode 8. The play is the thing. I almost forgot about that. I was like, it's funny when you're like reminded of like things that, because I've only seen, I think, this episodes I have seen, maybe I've only seen them once, so it's interesting going back and being like, oh my gosh, this is funny. I like the show. I think if I feel like some people might be viewed as like, oh, it's a chick thing. I don't think so. It's, they don't just deal with like female centric or female, humor or like female issues. It's like, it's friendship, it's the fact that they all have these different personalities, but they're best friends, like, it's just, they're all these different people, and they mesh, and they hang out with and Betty White's character, Elka, is the caretaker, so she came with the house, like, when Valerie Bertinelli's character, leases the house, like, oh, she lives in the cottage, she's a caretaker, she comes with the house, so she just pops in the house, obviously, every now and then. And it's funny because, like, in the beginning, she makes all these, like, hooker jokes, or says, like, oh, you didn't know you're running a brothel, or, oh, these prostitutes, or something like that. She does it better than I do, of course. But all the characters are very well thought out and fleshed out, and they're very funny, and they're all different, but they all have jokes. Obviously that, what's the word? The jokes are well written in that the humor comes from what makes each person funny, obviously based off of each person's personality. And it's funny seeing Joy and Elka, so Jane Leeves and Betty White, go at it, because Joy is kind of more like, she makes like, what's the right word? Snarky comments. Like, she'll make age jokes, and Betty White, like, in the very beginning of the series, like, I don't like you. But it's really good, and I like the characters. They're all funny in their own way. I think my favorite character would be Betty, Elka, so Betty White's character, and I do like Joy. But they're all funny, and they're all interesting in their own way, and I think anybody would enjoy it. I think it's very cute in how they relate to each other, and it's about friendship and all that, and just, living your life. It's kind of a partially like a fish out of water situation of like living in a different state and new neighborhood. And I mean, I think the first episode was just all jokes about like, oh my God, like they find us really attractive here. Guys our own age actually hit on us, you know, and it's because they're from LA. So they do jokes about like that of, you know, of, oh, like people do this here and people are like this and nobody judges you or da da da. And it's, you know, that's like the full first episode, but it kind of comes up later on in other episodes too. But yeah, it's really good. There's a lot going for it. It's very clever. Putting a fish out of water in there, and also it's like, oh, you meet a new person who could be a problem, but she's also like, she's this older woman who's, you know, she grew up during the war, World War II and stuff like that in Poland, and she's like very, what's the word, she's sassy and has a backbone, and she's actually quite dirty, and it's good. There's a lot going for it, so I recommend it to people. It's enjoyable. Probably it's one of the best sitcoms that's come out in the past. I don't even know when did this show even start. Let me see. It's one of the best sitcoms that I've seen. Other than, I would say, The Goldbergs and Young Sheldon. And obviously, I like The Big Bang Theory. I know that The Big Bang Theory gets a lot of shit. 2010, so like 10 years ago it started. When did season 6 air? 2015, interesting, and they did like 23 episodes. So, yeah, I think there's nowadays not a lot of sitcoms that impress me. Like, I do like The Goldbergs, I do like Schooled, which is the spinoff, but I think The Goldbergs is still a bit better. Yeah, but Young Sheldon, I think if you didn't like Big Bang Theory, I think you would like Young Sheldon, which is kind of a weird thing to say, but it's the young version, obviously, of one of the main characters, Sheldon Cooper, because people are like, oh my God, Sheldon Cooper. Some people that don't like it, they say that Sheldon Cooper is annoying. Like, well, that's kind of part of his character, but I think Young Sheldon is different in many ways, and you would like that. So yeah, I would, put it up there as one of the best sitcoms, the most enjoyable sitcoms I've seen in the past, like, 10 years. I think The Goldbergs came out maybe, like, a couple of years later, or 3 years later, and they're on, like, season 8 or something, which is crazy. I'm trying to think of other sitcoms that I've seen that I've really enjoyed, like, in recent years, but a lot of them get started, like, the key to it is you have to have a good premise, you have to have good characters, and obviously great jokes, and you have to have, obviously, funny actors, people that can do comedy, but also you have to have, like, the premise will be the key of, like, is it interesting and relatable enough to where I can get a lot of episodes as well? Like, can I watch these people, like, you know, interact with each other and have it be interesting every time? Are there certain, like, catchphrases and hooks that, like, you just wait for? Yeah. So that's it. That was Hot in Cleveland. The Play's the Thing. The episode that plays the thing, and I will see you guys in another track. Have a good one. Bye.